Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Brisbane has begun its 3-day lockdown in a bid to stop the spread of a highly infectious strain of COVID-19. But the swift action has had impacts across the country, leaving many Tasmanians stuck, now waiting to come home.
A summer holiday has turned into a nightmare for Tasmanian Jennifer Walters and her 3 children. The family stuck in one hotel room, managing to make a frantic dash to the supermarket before the city locked down at 6 o'clock.
The lineup was huge and everything was just going off the shelf. There was no bread.
I was lucky enough to get the last one.
They were panic buying all the meat, bread, the veggies and fruit. No, toilet paper was pretty good actually.
If they run out of food, there's only one option.
Room service every day, breakfast, lunch and tea will cost a bit.
The Walters family is hoping to return home to Launceston on Monday, but that's hinging on whether there's any cases of the highly infectious strain. Also impacted, Rebecca Kemp, who's flying home tonight with her children. The small business owner now facing 2 weeks home quarantine, triggering a staffing headache.
I won't be able to work. I've got some really gorgeous staff who've been training for quite a long time. It'll be their first time fully doing it on their own.
Needing the right paperwork to enter the state, adding to the stress.
The hardest part has just been the stress of not knowing what's going to happen and constantly having to check and constantly having to change things. Needless to say, I got almost no sleep last night without my passes and border passes coming through. But thankfully that arrived and that was a weight off my shoulders.
These families joining thousands of others waiting to see how this latest crisis plays out. Elizabeth O'Neill, 7 Tasmania News.
Back home, an 11-year-old Victorian girl has died after falling down a cliff at Buckland on Tasmania's east coast. Police say the child was visiting the state with her siblings on a summer holiday. Our reporter Ruby Kamain has more.
It's here in the Sand River Conservation Area at Buckland where police say a young girl walking along a cliff sadly fell to her death.
It appears that she has slipped off a cliff and fallen about 10 metres. Oh, it's horrific. Horrific any time of the year, but around Christmas holidays it's even worse, and our thoughts are obviously with the family. It's just tragic.
The 11-year-old's parents were back home in Victoria at the time, while their children were in Tasmania on holiday.
She'd been visiting the state with siblings and was in the area exploring.
Emergency services responded to the incident after 2 p.m. yesterday in a tricky spot inaccessible by road.
Because of the isolation, vehicles could not get in. And we had some staff that walked in and the helicopter winched people down to help.
Despite CPR efforts, the child died at the scene. The circumstances remain under investigation. Police would now like to speak to anyone in the area at the time to assist in preparing a report for the coroner. Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
A website showing data from every ambulance call-out in Tasmania since November has been taken down. Tasmania Police contacted the administrator of the website, who voluntarily removed it. The site, which contains personal details such as gender, age, condition and HIV status, came to light yesterday. Police say the matter is under investigation. As summer begins to heat up, authorities are urging Tasmanians to keep an eye out for deadly snakes on their properties. A cooler start to the season has resulted in fewer sightings, but experts warn the venomous reptiles are starting to appear.
Stumbling across a snake can be a shock no matter where it is, but snake catcher Ian Jessup has been called to one particularly odd job.
The gentleman in the evening after dark stepped into his toilet. There was a tiger snake in there and he decided rather rapidly, maybe I can hold a little bit longer.
He says that it's been a quiet start to summer, usually his busiest time of the year.
Only just now in the last day or two is it suddenly hotting up. I had 3 calls yesterday and will rapidly get much, much busier.
Wet conditions will likely mean the reptiles will be bigger and more dangerous.
Very wet spring, lots and lots of frogs. The snakes are all big and plump in excellent condition. If he was frightened now, he would quickly go into a strike position and could even strike.
Not everyone's this brave in the face of a snake, so he has some advice for those looking to keep away from them.
If you can keep water as your boundary, you will tend to have the snake come get what he needs to drink and turn round and go again. And try not to have too much up against your house for them to hide under where it's cool.
If one does turn up, there's something you can do while waiting for help. Keep an eye on it.
It's not a problem to catch it, it is a problem to find it.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Walking a lap of Australia would certainly raise a sweat, but one man is doing it to raise awareness for mental health charities and their work. Having started in New South Wales, Warren Wright is on day 112 of his marathon effort, which he took on after a previous fundraiser.
I walked from Tamworth to Adelaide and back last year, and I just said, I want more, because I just love meeting new people. So I said, bugger it, I'll go around Australia.
Over the next 4 months, Wazza will work his way down to Hobart via the east coast and back to the Spirit Ferry to continue his loop. A local community group has been honoured for its dedication to supporting people in need throughout the pandemic at the Kingbra Awards today. The Taroona Community Association established a network to support residents during lockdown, distributing pamphlets and assigning designated coordinators on every single street.
We reached out to each individual resident to let them know there was a support network for them. If they needed shopping done for them, errands done for them, or just needed someone to talk to.
Councils like ours can only do so much. We really rely on volunteers or community organisations to support our community to become the best place in Tasmania, and that's what we want to be.
7 individuals and community groups were honoured during the ceremony, with Els Phillips and David Vickery both receiving the Citizen of the Year award. Tasmanians have had the perfect opportunity to soak up the sunshine in Hobart today with the return of Ginuary. More than 2,000 people are expected to attend the annual festival over this weekend, giving distillers something to celebrate after a quiet year.
With more than 40 gins on offer, Tasmanians have been spoiled for choice at Ginuary this year.
The weather's awesome. It's just good number of people, not too crowded.
Beautiful gins to try. Loads. It's lovely to support the Tasmanian producers.
I have really enjoyed it. I thought it's been a very good day. Got about 30 local businesses participating in this today, and it's wonderful to see all these smiling faces after what was a tough year last year.
Distillers excited to once again be able to showcase their products after a year without events in 2020.
Some positive feedback for us and everyone here. It's just amazing. We're very fortunate to be here and for the first time in January.
Today is a miracle to be here. The sun is shining. We've got some great gins. We're happy.
The sun is shining. What more could you want from Tasmania?
The festival slightly more spread out than usual, now held over 2 days with 4 sessions.
We've made them a little bit smaller, which is great because it just means that people will have to wait less for their little sample of gin and they get more time to talk to those distillers.
More than 2,000 people are expected to pass through the gates this weekend, with Tasmanians embracing the chance to try some of the best gin the state has to offer.
It's the first time I've ever been and it was fantastic, yeah.
We've been drinking a lot of gin.
We've got a lot of great Tasmanian gins, so it's been great.
A perfect summer's afternoon for a G&T. Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
Some brightly coloured cyclists sped around Hobart CBD today, raising awareness of a potentially deadly illness. Sepsis Awareness Tasmania pushing for more funding and research into the debilitating condition caused by the body's response to an infection.
There's a lack of awareness in the community, but there's also a lack of awareness amongst some of our health professionals, and Sepsis Awareness is about trying to raise that awareness, to raise the profile of sepsis.
A cause close to Shelley Brooks' heart, still living with chronic pain after nearly dying from sepsis in July.
Even other medical professionals that I've spoken to and mentioned that diagnosis to them, I've gone back and they've said they've had to Google it because they'd never heard of it. So there's just nothing out there.
Tasmanians are urged to look out for symptoms such as fever, high temperature, rapid breathing and increased heart rate.
Hello everyone, it was a lovely sunny afternoon across the state today, with Launceston reaching 25 degrees, Burnie 23, Hobart 22 and 21 in Devonport. The high today was 30 degrees at Bushy Park and also Ouse, 28 at Grove, St Helens 27, 26 for Smithton, the Friendly Beaches a warm 25, 24 at Lyoweeney, King and Flinders Island both 23 today, 22 on Maria Island, Lowhead 21 and Strahan 20 degrees. On the satellite here, we can see mostly clear skies over Tasmania today, apart from a little low-level cloud near the southwest coast. Those clear skies extending across much of the country, an active trough is over the far north and a frontal band of cloud is over southwestern parts of WA. Tomorrow, high pressure is building over the Tasman Sea, extending a ridge over Tasmania and most of the mainland. Troughs remain active over parts of WA. Looking at coastal waters now, westerly winds 5 to 15 knots but 10 to 20 knots in the south. All coasts tending northeasterly during the evening, 10 to 15 knots, seas 1 to 2 metres. A mostly sunny day tomorrow for Hobart, 25, 27 at Richmond, and it just keeps getting hotter, Ouse 31 degrees. A hot day in Launceston, 29, 23 for Devonport, and Deloraine a mostly sunny 27. 23 tomorrow in Burnie, mostly sunny. Strahan 23, partly cloudy there. Curry a mostly sunny 21. 23 and cloudy in St Helens, partly cloudy for Swansea 23 and 23 and mostly sunny at Whitemark. The UV is 12, which is extreme, and the sun is setting at 8:49 p.m. tomorrow night. Looking ahead to Monday now, a hot to very hot day across the state until showers develop about the west, south and central areas during the evening. Tuesday, showers clearing in the north early, then elsewhere during the afternoon. And Wednesday, showers about the northwest during the day, mostly fine elsewhere. Sunny weather for most other states tomorrow, apart from a possible morning storm in Perth, 29, a shower or two for Darwin, 33, and Cairns, 32 with showers. And right now in Hobart, it's 19, mostly cloudy, Launceston 22, mostly sunny, and Devonport 21, partly cloudy. And Lou, it looks like a warm day ahead for most of the state tomorrow.
And that's all your news for now for this Saturday evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.